There's a difference between actually being rich, i.e. having assets, having financial freedom, and then trying to look rich so that you can fit in with your friends, your colleagues, or to show others how well you're doing. As someone who's good with their money, let me share with you 6 money traps that avoid you from becoming rich and building a lifetime full of wealth. 1. Buying a house. This one has always been a very controversial topic whenever I speak about it. There are a lot of emotions tied to this, but hear me out. Because buying a house is considered to be such an emotional decision, it really distorts everyone's perception in thinking that buying a house is the right thing to do for when you're younger. If we take a look at celebrities like Jay-Z, Beyonce, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, these people have continually invested their money in investment properties before buying their dream houses. And even till this day, Jay-Z and Beyonce are always refinancing their current home so that they can use the funds that have been locked up away in the house that they've bought for themselves and use that money elsewhere so that they can invest in businesses or other investments. Buying a house is considered to be a small level of wealth. Many will be happy with this decision, but for others out there who do want to become millionaires and say having $1 million in liquid assets, then buying a house is not the right decision for you. Let's do the numbers here. So say you buy $1 million property. Most people like to put down a 20% deposit, which is about $200,000. Now you do need to keep in mind there are also taxes and fees associated with this as well. So on top of the $200,000, you've got $50,000 that you need to keep aside. That's $250,000. It can take you years to save that much amount of money. And as we know, the median salary in Australia is around $80,000. And say you're between the ages of 25 and 35, the average amount of savings that someone has is about $10,000 a year. Now, it will take you at least 20 to 25 years to save up for that $250,000 down payment. But think about it, if you've been saving for so many years, why would you want your money to be locked up in just one form of asset? Wouldn't you want to put your money into something that is actually producing you passive income? This could be in the form of investment properties, putting your money into dividend stocks, or even ETFs as well. Especially if it's taken you so long to save this money, and what you do is you buy a house with it, and then just like that, the money is all gone, and you feel like you have to start again at building your savings pool, your emergency fund. So if you think you're not good with money and not good with investing, then perhaps buying a house is a good decision for you. However, we all know the process that millionaires follow, and that is to not buy their own house straight up. Instead, they diversify their income streams so that they can invest their money as much as possible so that their money is always compounding and they're going to get a better return than what they put in. 2. The latest technology. It's difficult to not get sucked into the world of buying new technology, especially with the coming of the digital age, the metaverse, social media, and online businesses around. Companies spend thousands, if not millions of dollars on psychological marketing to get customers to buy their products. In fact, Apple actually spends over $1 billion each year just on their marketing and advertising alone. They know how to get us every time, making us feel like we need to buy their products instead of want them. Technology is becoming increasingly expensive over the years. We're seeing iPhones sell for over 1,200 Australian dollars. We're seeing Apple Watches for over $700 and laptops almost as high as $3,000. It's important to rethink these purchases, especially because they're not cheap, they're high dollar figures, and you need to think about whether it is you actually need the item, what else could you be using that money towards, and whether that item is actually increasing your quality of life and making it easier for you. If it doesn't tick any of those boxes, then perhaps that purchase isn't right for you at this stage and you could better use that money elsewhere. 3. Gifting. Being in a relationship, having a big family, or even just making gifting a thing in your relationships can put a lot of financial pressure and stress on you. It's especially costly if you're in a relationship, you're having to afford for gifts, for travel, holidays, expensive dinners, and those anniversary gifts, let alone all the pre-relationship costs involved, like the dating, the dinners that you go out for on dates. It's almost like you need to be financially stable and understand how to manage your money and keep your money before you jump into a relationship and actually enjoy the process of getting to know someone. The average amount of money that is spent on Valentine's Day is about $120. Now that is just for one event in the year. How about all the expensive dinners, anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas gifts, let alone all the travel and holiday plans that you make as well? There'll be many people out there that do understand and align with you around money, making money, and managing money. However, when we think about the ideal partner for ourselves, how knowledgeable are they with finances? Can they even manage their money? Are they able to keep their money, increase their salaries? I think that's a really crucial point in making sure you found yourself a great partner, someone that you can work with. If my partner wasn't aware of finances or how to manage money, I would much rather prefer to be single, to be very honest with you, than to just jump into a relationship just for the sake of it. That way I could invest the money on myself, and that would definitely be a better return on my investment. 4, buying a car. This is an absolute silent wealth killer and is probably one of the worst decisions one can make in the early years of their life. Let's do the calculations. Say a car costs around $30,000 and you're thinking of buying it brand new. Now, if you don't have the money up front for it saved up, then you probably have to get this car on finance. Say you have an excellent credit rating, so the rate is around 8% per annum for that car. Now, with buying any car, you need to put down a down payment, and say you put down $3,000, about 10% of the purchase price. And then you need to factor in the establishment fee as well, just to get this finance approval, around $500. And then your monthly repayments will be around $590 over the next 5 years. We also need to consider the fact of depreciation as well. A car in its first year will depreciate by 22%, and after 5 years it's about 55%. So essentially you're paying about $600 per month, which is going down the drain over the next 5 years just because you've decided to buy a brand new car. I'm 28 and I actually have never owned my own car. I've always utilized methods of public transport, or even catching an Uber if it's convenient, or even walking as well. But luckily my partner has a car now, so I'm able to just use his one. I don't need to have my personal car, and that really does help save some costs. Only if you're in a strong enough financial position to be able to afford that car outright, then that is definitely a better option. However, you can also look at secondhand cars as an option as well. 5, impulse spending. We are constantly surrounded with advertisements about sales, discounts. It's very easy to fall prey towards these money-making schemes. What's interesting is when things are considered to be on sale, very often I see that these prices are inflated and the sale price isn't actually the sale price. The prices have been adjusted prior to that sale going live. Buying designer clothes just to impress others, or you may just want it for your collection and you're someone who appreciates the history of fashion or luxury items. However, what's important to think about, and is a rule that I personally live by as well, is that if you buy an expensive item, a luxury item, are you able to afford that item twice or even 3 times over if it gets lost or stolen? If not, then you know that you are not in a position to buy that luxury item just yet. Entertainment subscriptions. Many people have around 3 to 5 TV subscriptions running at the same time. This means that most people are paying up to $50 per month or $600 a year just on entertainment subscriptions alone. Let's be honest, if we've got 3 subscriptions, we aren't really watching all of them at the same time. So why sign up to so many? It might be a better decision to sign up to 1 subscription at a time, have that running for 3 months, watch whatever it is that you want, cancel, and then sign up to another subscription. That way you're not paying for something that you aren't even watching. 6, alcohol. Being in your late teens or early 20s, we all remember the time where we would go out, get sloshed on the weekends, and drink excessive amounts of alcohol, and our entire weekend would be written off. And then you'll have to go to either school or college during the week, and then you would repeat the cycle again over the weekends. However, it is said that the early years of our life, where we build the foundations for our future, where if we start to invest early, we can take advantage of all the compounding benefits at a later age. Because think about it, if you're in your mid-20s or even your late 20s and you are having weekend benders after benders, not only are you spending the day of drinking, but the day after is also a write-off because you're spending that day recovering, and there's your weekend gone. We're in a world where time is already very limited, it's very scarce, and we're spending that time doing unproductive things, whereas we could be spending that time on better uses, like educating ourselves, investing, starting businesses, or even just traveling the world. It has been proven that if you stop drinking, you can start to see some amazing benefits that it has on your body, like improving the quality of your sleep. It also improves the way that you think, the clarity in your thinking. It helps with boosting your energy levels. You're able to lose more weight. So why do we do it to ourselves? Why are we always going out on weekends and getting sloshed? So instead of spending your time getting wrecked on the weekends, why don't we utilize that time on doing things that are more productive and beneficial for your health, but also your wealth as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.